Your brain is changing right now. Not just because of some big life event, not just because of aging, but because of what you've been doing with your attention every single day. That's not a metaphor. That's literally how the brain works. Whatever you repeatedly do, your brain gets better at. It rewires around it, strengthens those pathways, and makes it more automatic. That's neuroplasticity. And it's one of the most powerful things about the human brain. Until it adapts to TikTok, until it adapts to notifications, to constant switching, to scrolling at midnight when you told yourself you'd sleep at 10. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do, adjusting to the inputs you keep giving it. And if those inputs are shallow and fragmented, your brain becomes efficient at shallow and fragmented. That's not an insult. That's just neuroscience. And depth is where your actual life happens. It's where you build something, think clearly, feel in control, and do the things that you actually care about. If you've been feeling foggy and scattered and unmotivated, or like you just can't get into things the way that you used to, this could be why. And I'm going to show you exactly what's happening and how to fix it. Now, I'm going to move quickly because I respect your time, but stay with me on this because this matters more than a lot of things. I'm going to show you the specific ways that modern life is training your brain in the wrong direction, what the research actually says about what's happening inside your head, and the exact steps to retrain it. The same tools I've used on myself, with countless other people who have had great success. Let's get into it. So I know you've heard the term neuroplasticity, and here's what I feel like most people don't understand about it. They think that it's an inspiring concept, like, wow, my brain can change. And yes, it can. It's supposed to be a great thing, but that's not the full story. It's not one-sided. Your brain doesn't wait until you decide to grow. It's constantly adapting, automatically, based on what you repeatedly do, think, and pay attention to. That's the deal. That's been understood in neuroscience for decades. I'm not sure why we only talk about it in the positive light and not what it can do if the wrong inputs are given to it. Well, what is new and what the research in the last 5 to 10 years is really starting to expose is how dramatically digital behavior is shaping that process, and it's not in a good direction. When you spend hours a day on rapid novelty, scrolling, switching, refreshing, you're not just wasting your time, which is unbelievably important, and I'll stress this a little bit more in a minute. You're actively training your prefrontal cortex to expect that pattern. Short bursts, new stimulus, over and over. We just weren't meant to be laughing at one TikTok, crying on the next one, and the cycle goes on and on. So what happens when you sit down and you actually try to do something that matters? A long report, a deep conversation, a hard problem. Your brain goes, wait, this is not what we do, because it's not anymore. It was trained away from that. That's the problem, not your willpower, not your character, the training. Let me get specific here because I think this part is really important to understand. Brain imaging studies have shown consistent gray matter reductions in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex and the anterior cingulate cortex in people with heavy digital multitasking and problematic internet use patterns. That's a mouthful. These are the regions responsible for top-down control, sustained focus, emotional regulation, decision-making, not the peripheral things, okay? Core stuff, the stuff that makes you feel like yourself. To make this clear, the stuff that gives you the human experience. A large longitudinal study showed that high internet use predicted smaller gains in verbal intelligence and smaller increases in gray and white matter in areas responsible for attention, language, and executive function. This was measured over several years. And I want to be really clear about something. This is not fear-mongering content. That's the antithesis of this channel. I'm telling you all this because you can intervene and you can reverse this. But you need to understand what's actually happening. Here's what this looks like in daily life. You might relate to some of these. You can't read more than a page or two without reaching for your phone. You lose your train of thought mid-sentence. You open your phone for one reason, and 20 minutes later, you have no idea what you originally went in for. You feel mentally tired after tasks that should be easy. I hear that one a lot. Decisions that should take seconds take much longer. You're not dumb. You're not broken. You're running on a brain that is overstimulated and undertrained. And if that's resonating, it should, because I've been there. That's actually what inspired me to spend 3 years writing my book on just how to get out of that situation. You become what you repeatedly adapt to. Read that again. You become what you repeatedly adapt to. If you spend most of your waking hours chasing novelty, low input dopamine, as we'll call it, You become someone who can't tolerate depth. If your nervous system is constantly flooded with microstimulation, you become someone who feels uncomfortable with stillness. If your dopamine system is calibrated to the drip of an algorithmic feed, actual meaningful progress, the slow, quiet kind, starts to feel boring and pointless. I've seen this pattern in so many people. I've seen it in myself, particularly before medical school when I was really struggling with these things. My attention was shredded, not because I was lazy. I was actually very driven. Not because I was depressed, although I did feel that way sometimes. Because I was training my brain in exactly the wrong direction every single day. And here's the thing that really bothers me when I think about this on a larger scale, and a lot of what drives me wanting to make this content. I'm in a rare position on two sides. As a physician and a content creator who makes this type of content, I get to hear a lot of regrets from people who are very vulnerable when they're talking to me. And that is a huge blessing that I will never take for granted. It's funny, in one of my first days of medical school, one of the doctors told me, "You're in a really rare position because people who have known you for less than 30 seconds will start telling you things that they have never told their wife of 50 years, their children, their own mother, but they'll tell you immediately." It's a huge blessing. And I just can't begin to describe how many people say the same version of the same thing. So many people will be much older in life, or pretty much discussions that are hospice or when they're on their deathbed, and they'll tell me that they never really felt like themselves. They always felt scattered, and they felt like life was happening to them, not through them. The more I've analyzed that, the more I feel like a lot of that comes from never really discovering purpose, but that's almost impossible to do so with the constant micro distractions. That takes the depth that we're talking about here. I don't want that to be your story. In fact, I've asked people what their life purpose is, and it is a very striking reaction almost every single time. And this is genuinely one of the levers that determines whether it is or not. If you're still here, your attention span is already better than most people who will click on this video. But the next part is where this actually becomes useful, so please don't check out now. You're almost there. Okay, let's get practical. And I want to say this up front. None of these are complicated, but they work. And the reason they work isn't magic. It's just that you're finally giving your brain a different set of reps. Deep work intervals. Forget the idea of sitting down to focus for 3 hours like you're some monk in the mountains. That's not where you start. You start with 10 to 30-minute blocks. One task, no switching, no notifications, nothing else. Then give it like interval training. You've heard about that for fitness. You're building capacity. You're not performing at capacity yet. At first, you're going to feel restless. That's not failure. That's your brain asking for stimulation it's been trained to expect. Push through. The discomfort is the training sometimes. And this is huge. The more reps you do, combined with less overstimulation from other stuff that we're talking about, the less you'll need the structure at all. That's the great thing about it. Your baseline focus gets stronger. I don't even use a timer anymore. I just focus. That's what happens when you actually train this. And again, I'm going to start moving quicker because I do respect your time. Dual and back training. I'll pop it up right here, okay? I know I talk about this a lot, and sometimes people have questions. Simply put, dual and back is a brain training game that is very scientifically studied, and it works really well. That's why I talk about it so much. There are lots of YouTube videos on how to play. I highly recommend just watching one. It's a lot easier than me teaching you the rules of the game here. Essentially, this is strength training for your working memory. And working memory underlies your focus, your decision-making, and your emotional regulation. It also regulates your ability to hold complex thoughts. 15 to 20 minutes daily, or at least every other day, you will hate it. I'm sorry, it's not fun, but you will feel the results. Your thoughts get sharper, your mind gets quieter, you start to feel genuinely capable, and I cannot exaggerate how important of a feeling that last one is. Stay with it, trust me. It's like the only non-fun thing that I recommend. No scroll mornings. Your morning is not just the start of your day. It is the calibration of your nervous system for the next 16 hours. If the first thing that you do is hand your attention to an algorithm, your brain spends the rest of the day trying to recover it. No phone, no feed, no short form content. Not before deep work, not in the morning. Let your mind settle on its own terms before the world gets to touch it. This one thing consistently changes people a lot more than they expect. I think you can work in, let's call attention recovery windows. And I don't like when YouTubers try to come up with creative terms for simple concepts, okay? Look, just have some low stimulation times. 1 to 2 30 to 60 minute blocks a day where you don't scroll, you don't multitask, you don't stimulate. Go for a walk, okay? Read a physical book. Sit outside. Call someone you care about and have a real conversation. Mix that in with your walk. Don't argue, don't get into anything heated, but imagine if you called someone you care about once a day. That's life-changing in itself. Not doom, not drama, just be present. People tell me that this is the moment they start to feel like their old self again. Something else that can be great to add is physical friction against impulse. And I'm particularly talking about short-form socials. This can be anything for you, but oftentimes I feel like it's short-form socials. We can override our app blockers. We do it all the time. If you've ever tried to set one on your phone, you've probably overridden it, okay? We snooze the screen time limits. Look, I'm not a hypocrite. I do it myself. We are human, and we are wired to find a path of least resistance. So build actual friction into the pattern. I use something called Brick. It's an NFC tag. You tap your phone to it, and it locks the apps that you've chosen. It can't be overridden from your phone. You have to physically go tap the tab, okay? It's a magnet, so I stick it to my fridge, and I actually have to go untap it. That pattern break alone interrupts the unconscious reflex to do this. Like, you just genuinely won't go unlock them. It's amazing. Sometimes I'll go like 3 weeks without social media, and social media is part of my job. So you can do it too, I promise. I always try to make this really clear. I don't know the people there. I just use their product. There are other products like that. I have a link. I will link in the description. It's an affiliate link. I also have a non-affiliate link just to the website, just in case you want that. I don't care which one you use. It's up to you. I just want to provide you with the best tools. Whatever you use, make it harder to get to the thing that's weakening your brain. So here's what I want you to carry out of this video. You likely don't have a motivation problem. You have a mismatch between how your brain has been trained and how you actually want to live. That's fixable. It's not a character flaw. It's not aging. It's not some irreversible neurological damage. It's a pattern, and patterns can be changed. Your brain is one of the most adaptive things in the known universe. You just have to give it different inputs. But it starts with a decision to stop feeding the machine that's shrinking your capacity and to start doing the reps that grow it. Here's your 7-day challenge, because it wouldn't be a Dr. Matt Jones video if I didn't have one. Every morning, no scrolling for the first hour. Every day, 1 10 to 30 minute deep work session. Every other day, 10 to 15 minutes of dual and back. That's it. Do that for a week. Your brain will feel different, I promise. If this is hitting and you want to go deeper and find real change, I built a new small private community that goes incredibly deep and is so aligned. And this is where we actually work through all of this together. It is a treasure trove of protocols across every area of performance, mental clarity, habits, health, and purpose. And you get direct one-on-one access to me so we can build your goals individualized to you. You get a group of people who are actually doing the work, not just watching videos about doing the work. I will link it at the top of the description for you. Check it out. And if you want the full blueprint in one place, everything that I used to rebuild my own brain, written the way a knowledgeable friend would explain it, that was the goal. Then my book, From Dull to Doctor, people have given raving reviews. They say it has absolutely changed their lives, and that means the world to me because I spent over 3 years writing it. It is the guide that I genuinely wish I had when I was going through this. Again, links in the description. It's in every format. I'm trying to make this the most accessible as possible for you. And taking accessibility further, my goal is to make health and a thriving life as affordable as possible, okay? I made you a free 30-day blueprint. It's completely free. I'll also link that there for you. I genuinely hope this helps. Please check it out. And like this if this video added something to your life. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notifications. You don't want to miss another video. I drop another life-changing video like this once a week, sometimes twice a week. And share this with a loved one if you found benefit. It's free and it's the least that you can do to help them. And as always, I'm Dr. Matt Jones. Thanks for watching. and I'll see you in the next one.